Okay, everybody, welcome to a new episode of Tacos en Europa. I am Jorge.
My name is Edgar.
And this is Tacos en Europa, the podcast where we talk about every Mexican footballer that plays over in Europe. We tell you all the summary, all the stats, all the goals, all the assists, and my God, there were many this week. Okay.
Yeah, there was a lot to talk about this week. A lot of good, couple of sad things, and well, let's just get into it.
Yeah. No, but we're forgetting to tell the people, where they can find us. They can find us on social media all over the place. We're on Twitter, we're on Reddit, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, so just go over there, find us, follow us, and, talk to us wherever you prefer to talk to your favorite podcasters. Other than that, you can watch us on YouTube or listen to us on any podcast platform, your favorite podcast platform. Just go on there and search Tacos en Europa and you will find us. Give us a follow, subscribe, hit the bell, and give us a little review or even a little comment to see what you think about this podcast. So other than that, let's begin, Inge, and kick off this amazing week with some bad news. Because we have Wolverhampton in England versus Chelsea, who actually managed to get a win, but with Raul Giménez nowhere near the field.
But I mean, it was the movable object against the stoppable force.
Yeah, Chelsea's doing rough right now too.
Yeah, they even got rid of Potter, whatever they were done with him.
His magic was no good here. So yeah, they win 1-0 against a Chelsea team that wasn't anywhere to be seen, but it's a good positive for the squad, and we'll see what happens next week with him individually. Guardado also, he does not come in for this game versus Cadiz in Betis, but they also lose this game 2-0 and with two red cards.
Terrible
performance.
They got like 2 red cards. They lose 2-0. Betis looked awful. I mean, the referee looked worse. I mean, it was awful. This really kills their European dream.
Yeah,
at least Champions League.
It's a bad loss for them. I mean, a good one for Cadiz because they're also kind of fighting that relegation. They're not in the zone, but they're close to it. And Betis just gives them a little lifeline by giving them this win.
Yeah, and they're gonna get like further away from Real Sociedad and I don't remember, Villarreal is getting close. They even won against Real Madrid this week, so it's getting rough.
We'll have to see what happens with them. Over in Sevilla, Tecatito stay, not even comes up in
and we can keep on the sadness because in Sevilla...
In the same city, we have Sevilla with Tecatito, who doesn't even come up to the bench this time. He's been riding the bench a little bit, looking like he's ready. But for some reason, he doesn't come to this game against Celta Vigo. It's a draw 2-2. Nothing much to talk about here. But okay, more sad news.
Yeah.
Montes, I promise this is the last one, guys. Montes versus Athletic Club. They lose 1-2. He doesn't have a particularly bad game, but this loss does put Espanyol in the relegation zone.
Yeah, it gets robbed for them because, look, Espanyol was never going to be Athletic. Athletic Club, it's a team that scares Barcelona and Real Madrid. It's a team that fights for a lot of things further away than Espanyol. But still, they needed at least a draw. And they could have been close. I mean, they got a goal. Even Montes got a header that was kind of close, but I mean, they're in the relegation zone. They need to be better.
Yeah, it was 2 amazing goals by the Williams brothers, and the first one not much to do with Montes, but the second one he does come out in the picture, as we say in this podcast. He comes in to help out the other center back, but he doesn't quite get there in time, and Nico Williams just bodies that shot and puts it in the back of the net.
Yeah, but still, Montes has a good game. He has like 7 defensive actions.
Mm-hmm.
He wins 6 out of 10 duels. Finally, he gets better at the aerials. That's supposed to be his forte.
Yeah.
That's 4 or 5, but still not enough for him in Espanyol.
Not enough to at least get that tie. But okay, let's go on to better things. First of all, we'll say a little bit of bad one, which is that Marcelo Flores does not come in for Oviedo, but they win.
They win. That's good.
Yeah, so starting off with the good stuff. Now, Jordan Carrillo and Sporting versus
Ibiza.
They win this game 3-1, with the second goal coming from none other than Jordan Carrillo, who scores his first goal in Europe.
Yeah, and what a goal. It's a really nice...
Golazo.
It's a pass to the net, but almost at the edge of the box, so it's a really good pass to the net.
Yeah, and kudos to his teammate, who keeps the ball alive. He falls and then he magically gets the ball over to him in the perfect spot where he can just knock it over and hit the ball inside the net. So what a great goal. And we finally see him, cement those beautiful things that we see him doing on the pitch. We say he's great at moving the ball, say he's great at connecting with his teammates. We say he's great at just being a presence on the pitch. And he finally gives his team something that can help them out in the scoreboard.
Yeah, finally he gets on the scoreboard. But whatever you can say about him performing before this, I feel the changing tactics really helped him.
Yeah,
they changed to a 3-4-3 where the wingers play closer to the center, and it has really helped him. A lot. Him and Otero are a real threat right now.
It was a good game to watch for Sporting in general, just to see their new system. And, they're slowly creeping away from that relegation zone and into the higher areas of the table. They're not going to get into the playoffs, I don't believe, to promotion, but we'll have to see. But it's looking kind of hard for them. Let's go to Italy. Okay, start off with Chucky Lozano with Napoli against Lecce. A 2-1 win, a very needed 2-1 win after the disaster from last week.
Yeah.
And we have 66 very, very okay minutes from Chucky Lozano.
Yeah, Napoli looks shapeless right now.
Yeah.
Like, without Osimhen, they seem not to know how to get the ball in the box. And what are doing? Kvaratskhelia is drifting to the center. Lozano is getting stuck on the wing on the right side. And Raspadori was the center forward this game. Cholito was the one on the last game. And they don't seem to know what to do to get the ball in there. So, they're looking rough right now. Even the second goal was an own goal. So, even there, it's still kind of rough. At the same time, Lozano had a couple of shots, good shots on target, and I mean, he looked better than Politano. That's what we can say.
Yeah, he did a lot of defense as well. He was tracking back to help with those counterattacks. So he wasn't completely useless, but it was just not what we're used to seeing with him recently when he was in such good form. So
yeah,
the good thing here is that they win the game, and that's they're closer to finally, mathematically cementing that title.
Yeah.
Yeah, so going over to Cremonese, bittersweet news. Cremonese finally win a second.
That's the word, bittersweet.
They finally win a second game, but unfortunately they do it with Johan Vazquez on the bench and with a good game from the player that replaces him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big one because it's Sampdoria. It's a team that finally pushed them outside of the bottom, like the real bottom of the table. They're right now on the 19th place and 9 or 8 points away from the 70th. So I think they're not going to be able to escape, but they're going to try.
Yeah,
they have been looking better.
You can't stop until the end. You don't know if somebody goes into really bad form for whatever reason. So they're going to keep going, and hopefully they can at least rack up a couple more wins at the very least.
I hope. They haven't played badly this season.
Yeah, it's just a lot of, bets in the wrong times, but hopefully they start to pay off. But we have a partidazo, Inge. Salernitana versus Inter de Milan. What a game. What a masterclass from Memo Ochoa.
Yeah, I guess he thought he was playing a World Cup. He was looking at Lukaku and just thinking, it's from Belgium, I know him.
He had the green one underneath. He put it on. He had the green jersey going on.
Yeah, what a game.
Yeah,
he stopped everything they threw at him.
Yeah,
well, not everything, because the first goal
they scored one, and right after that, he just turned on that World Cup spirit inside of him, and it was that Easter Sunday vibe that came out and just reincarnated him into what we know he is. And he stopped 10 shots, 9 of them inside the box.
Yeah, and 3 of those goals, those
Yeah.
were goals, and he just say, no, they're not. Threw it away.
Never mind. Get that shit out of
I
here.
mean, there's like a frog jump he does after after a shot that strike the
The post.
bar. Yeah, and I don't know how I do not know how he jumped. His legs were all spread out, and he just like pushed himself over and stopped the ball. The second shot.
It was wild.
amazing.
There was so many. Everybody out there, if you haven't seen his highlight reel for that game, we extremely recommend it. It's a very, very interesting watch. And man, it was such an amazing game from him. But going over to Netherlands, okay, where the juicy stuff as always is. Let's start off with Santiago, Giménez, and Feyenoord, as we usually do. And let's talk about today's game first. Let's talk about Feyenoord versus RKC Walswijk, a 5-1 win this Sunday, where he only plays 71 minutes because he gets tired.
He didn't need a second more.
He gets tired of doing all the stuff around the pitch. He ends up with an assist and a goal at the very last second. Well, we thought they were going to take him out, but they actually kept him in a little longer.
Yeah. I mean, you say, it's a goal and an assist. But it could have been 2 goals because he almost like whips.
Questionable. Very questionable.
Yeah. We didn't know for a long time if he scored or his teammate. A really great like play that really could have gone either way for him or the winger. And still, also, the first goal was a shot that hit the bar and was finished by Parcial, I think was the scorer.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an assist by anything but name. Yeah. So in 4 or the 5 goals of the game, he was like...
He had a presence. He
was involved in everything. 4 of the 5 goals.
My favorite thing was that goal that he made, that where he sees Danilo coming off the bench, and he's like, oh, like this might be it for me for the game. And he just goes Super Saiyan mode, and he scores that goal, where we thought he was going to go sit down. And
we haven't mentioned it, but the assist he got, like just hitting it with the ankle, and
just a little heel kick to the back.
I mean, he's in a great level right now.
It's such a joy to be able to watch, a Mexican player just dominate Europe right now, be able to like open up a game and say, most likely this guy's gonna score. Like, you're just waiting for it to happen.
Like the other team is gonna suffer. Yeah. It's like you're in 2019 watching Wolves just make miserable the Premier League.
You just made me depressed, man. You just killed my vibe. But moving on to the Dutch Cup, they also play Ajax, where they actually lose 3-1, but
2-1.
Oh yeah, 2-1. Sorry, but the one goal that Feyenoord scores is from Santi. He does have a current 6-game streak where he's scoring, and he did what he could, but unfortunately Ajax just got the better of them, and they were able to get that win to go into the final.
Yeah, he has a decent game. Ajax has improved a lot on the defense, especially since Edson has taken a place as a center back. And well, we got a Tuesday this week watching Edson defending Santi on a counterattack. He didn't let him go. He was just following him, not fouling him, not giving himself away with a slide, and just stayed until the keeper could close on them and just take away Santi's goal, because
it's great.
It was great.
It's great to see Edson, during these big games where you can actually say, like he's a big reason of why they win these type of games, because he's just doing everything defensively. And well, since we're already talking about that, let's go ahead and talk about Ajax this week, where they first play this semifinal to make it to the final. We already talked about how great Alvarez was, but let's talk about Sanchez, who also played 90 minutes in this game, because there's no other.
Was not great this game.
Yeah, he was in terrible, but he also wasn't great. He was getting.
I mean, every time he and Idrissi stood up to each other, it was just Idrissi saying, "Nope, Like,
excuse me.
No. Go to your mother. Go to your mother. This is the place for a kid. And
boom.
I mean, he killed him.
He only does 1 out of 8 duels on the ground or overall.
And guess against who? And guess against who? Those 8, all is easy. That's all his game.
So he does complete 5 defensive actions, but other than that, there's not much to say about him in this game. But we go over to the weekend game, which is against Fortuna Citar, where he actually has, I'm going to say it, he has a great game. He has an amazing game.
It's a true Sunday of resurrection, as we Catholics call it.
Yeah.
And that's probably his best 90 minutes in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
I can say that. We know it's Fortuna Citar. It's a team that's probably going to get relegated. It's right there at the bottom of the table. But still, Sanchez plays a great game, making an impossible number of runs.
Yeah.
Berwis has a great game, and Sanchez is the one that's feeding him. That's one of the reasons that this game was so good. That's where his assists come from. He gives him the ball at the half line, like in the midfield, but then makes an insane run to the box and takes away the defenders. And Berwis says, "Oh, I have all the plays in the world," and golas. It's a good game from Ajax.
And those were the things that he just kept doing and doing all game, just making those runs, outside to the wing or inside to the box. And like, he actually got fed so many balls inside the box, making those runs and trying to like assist to his players. Only one of them, I believe, led to a shot, 1 or 2. He was opening so much pace for everybody. And we say those things about, it's the team that last place. He's played against, bad teams with Ajax before, and he didn't look this good. So it's a step up. It's a step in the right direction to see him, receive that confidence.
Yeah, and you have to say, a lot comes from the center backs finally looking decent. Yeah. And that's Timber playing on the right, and Edson somehow playing freaking fantastic on the left. I don't know how he can play good on the left, seeing as he's so bad with his he's bad with his left foot. He isn't great with his right foot normally. But he has improved so much this season. He has to do so much with Ajax.
Yeah, it's been an amazing season for him. I think every game he gets a little better. And who knows, maybe that staying here was a blessing in disguise. But we'll have to see. We'll see what happens in the next season. PSV, Eric Gutierrez, 2 games again. One of them the semifinal against a 3rd division team. They win this game 2-1, obviously. And he plays 90 minutes as a left center back.
As a left center back. Guti is just like the most random players you have. Like, he's playing on the wing. He's playing on midfield. Center back. He's going to win a game playing as a goalkeeper. Yeah. I can see it.
Hey, man. Yeah, he's like a little Swiss Army knife, that we have a pleasure of having.
Do you know how we know that? He scored a goal.
He scores a goal in this game in his cup. He scores the first one, I believe, to open the scoring, where they were having a hard time scoring on a 3rd division team for some reason. And he gives them a little motivation that they needed to continue the game. They score a second one, and then Spakenburg scores like lasso on them from like outside of the box.
It's the goal of the tournament. Easy.
It was amazing. And he also ends up with 6 out of 9 duels and 5 defensive actions. So a pretty decent game at a random position. And also, he plays another 90 minutes during the weekend on Saturday, where he scores another goal.
And now this is a midfielder goal, where he played all game. And it's a very interesting game. He starts looking rough, playing on the right. And just as they change Luke de Jong and get another midfielder, they start to find their place, and he gets everything right. 12 out of 17 duels, 5 of those out of 5 in the air, 9 defensive actions, something like that. It's a great game for me.
Yeah, they win this game 4-0, which actually gives them a little closer to Ajax's goal differential. They're still not quite there yet. They're down by 6, but they are tied in points in the league. He ends up with 88 passes, 1 key pass, 88% of passes, 1 key pass, 4 out of 7 long balls, and 3 shots on target. Inke. On defense, 12 out of 17 duels, 5 of 5 in the air, 1 interception, and 7 tackles. So monster game. Monster game.
Yeah, fantastic for Guti.
Okay, so after that, we go over to Belgium, Inke, where we see Gerardo Arteaga and KRC Gang play against Standard Liège, a very important game that they unfortunately cannot get a win, and they actually get a complete loss, 2-0.
Yeah, and this is rough because Standard Liège is a team that's going to be with them on the playoffs, so this is rough for them.
Yeah, he plays all 90 minutes like usually he does, and he doesn't have a particularly bad game, but the whole defense, once again, doesn't look particularly sharp. He does have 5 out of 6 duels in the air, only 3 defensive actions, but he's not dribbled past any time. So his wing was really well covered, but just in the offense, he wasn't able to give us, that extra factor to help the team, overcome this 2-0 deficit.
Yeah, I saw like 20 minutes of this game, and it was rough.
Yeah, it was a rough match.
Genk was looking awful.
Yeah, they're having a terrible run of form in the worst of times because they're about to get into this playoff tournament for the league, and they're losing their cushion. They only had 3 points left in first place.
And they just had like 9, 12, right?
Yeah, these two have an amazing cushion. Now it's just they're 1 game away. If they lose another one and the other team wins, they're going to lose their spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
let's go to better place.
Greener pastures, of course. We'll stay in Belgium a little bit and talk about the 2 youngsters that we have in the youngster divisions for Belgium. We have Theo Wilke, who's still, treating his injury. I believe he's good to go, but he's still training a little bit by himself. And Dagoberto Espinosa, who scores his 2nd goal in a tournament as a midfielder in the Youth League.
Yeah, this ex-America is looking great. Hopefully, Serple can give them minutes. Because they're looking well, both of them.
Yeah, we have these 2 leagues, that are the Netherlands leagues and the Belgium league, where like good players come out of these leagues, and they're very well known. So to have players here really, really benefits them, and who knows, maybe they can grow in the right direction. But talk to me about Orbelín Pineda with A.K. Atkins this weekend.
Well, we can say it fast here. Athens wins both of the games they had this week. First, Orbelín gets the goal that wins a 1-0 game against Polos. Awful game. Like 3 shots all game, all defensive setup for Polos, and well, it was awful, but Orbelín did well.
Yes.
Not only he scored the goal, but he played outside of the box, creating whatever he could create because there was no space. And then against Aris Thessaloniki, they won 3-1, I guess. I didn't set it up. I think it's 3-1 or 3-2. And they rest Orbelín, actually. He came off the bench on the minute 60 when they were tied, and it got really good after that. In like 10 minutes, he had like 3 key passes.
Yeah.
Like very dangerous passes in the box. He failed a couple of shots that were like spicy, and finally they won. They got those two goals from a sub player like Orbelín. Actually, it was like really good close, but I mean they're tied to Panathinaikos, and it's getting spicy.
Yeah, it's one of those races where whoever messes up, it's over. Because both of these teams are going to try to win all the games that they can. And it's looking like they both can win.
And it's a 2-horse race right now.
Yeah. It's just them too. Because even the other team isn't too far away, the 3rd place team, but there's no way these guys are going to start losing all of a sudden. Like enough for them to get caught up, there's no way. So it's one of them too.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so after this, let's go into... We're going to skip Poland because Santi does not have any minutes, and I don't believe he's going to continue to have any for the rest of the season. Let's talk about the awards of the day. Who, for you, was the best player of the match day?
Well, I mean, obviously, you have to say Santi scoring those 2 great goals in Netherlands, but also having like an amazing game in general against Walwick. And I know you're not going to forget Memo Ochoa, so I'm going to go with Santi because, I mean, that's the only 2 choices we could actually.
The 3 main players this week were Santi, Gutierrez, and Memo Ochoa. So either one of those, if someone gives me one of those players for this, I am not gonna fight them about this. I'm gonna go Memo. I know you say you like Santi the best, so we're gonna go ahead and include them. But I want to just put it out there that Ed Gutierrez also had a monster week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so either of those three will be valuable. So for the game of the week, what did you like to see the most?
I mean, Inter Salernitana was fantastic, just fantastic. But there's nothing like their Classicer.
Yeah.
Like Feyenoord Ajax play, you have to see it because blood is gonna drop. And drop it did.
If you like MMA, if you like boxing, whatever contact sports you got, soccer is a contact sport, and games like this show us why.
I mean, the contact was a lighter to the hey.
Yeah, bro.
I don't know if that's what you want to see in the game. But, I mean, it's good that it wasn't something worse, but it's
definitely a passionate affair.
Yeah, it's very violent, but still, it's great to see like a lot of passion from the fans. Even though I don't really like when they throw beer and maybe some other liquids.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
Yeah,
but when you're throwing things that will hurt people,
when you start making people bleed, that's when it becomes a complete problem. We gotta start talking about how to fix those type of things. But yeah, for me, obviously, the Classicer is gonna be at the top of the list for me for this week. You can't ever miss that. You have to keep watching it. Yeah. If you can't have a streaming service, you gotta find it somewhere on the internet. It's always out there somewhere. Other than that, EK, I know you have some extra stuff for us, some news. So go ahead and tell the people what you found this week.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go a little fast, dude.
Let's do it.
There's just like Giménez has had this wonderful week, so all the gossip came out of the woodwork. Like everyone wants him. Manchester United, Aston Villa, Brentford, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Leicester, Napoli, Frankfurt, Lille, Interpol, FBI, NSA. Everyone is looking after Santi Giménez. I mean, it's amazing. But on the other hand, it came out an interview with Santi's father, Chaco Giménez, Argentinian Mexican legend here. Yeah. And he said like he didn't want Santi leaving Rotterdam yet.
Yeah.
He felt he needed another year to really like learn whatever he needed to learn in the league.
Like we said a couple of times in this podcast, and I'm going to continue to say that it's super common to see people leave the Eredivisie and then not play very well in the bigger leagues. So I think it's a great move. I think it'd be amazing to see him one more season in Feyenoord to just completely develop, and be able to, because he has Coxie right now that really helps him out in the midfield. Maybe try to independence himself a little bit from that and be able to, create his own image.
Yeah, and look, his father has a lot of say in his career. He's not quite his manager, but he advises a lot.
Yeah,
and he hasn't been wrong. He really calmed the water in his Cruz Azul out, so it was great for him.
Yeah,
and I mean, just to get out of the way the other stuff, Jesus Hernandez scored with Elche, and Araujo in Barcelona is training with Xavi. You could even see this funny picture with all the players from Barcelona in I think it was a Clásico, right?
Yeah.
There were De Jong, Dembele, Pedri, and Araujo. Like one of these things is not like the other.
Yeah, it's looking a little different.
It's so weird to see him right there,
Yeah.
Especially not too long ago, we were saying he isn't great, he's not playing good. I don't think he has seen him, and he's there.
Yeah, he's shutting us up, us and other people. Yeah. He's showing us that he can do. He had 2 great games for the Mexican national team recently, so hopefully this can lead to something. We will see. There's definitely a lot of potential there. Do you have anything else, EK?
Yeah, not right now. Enough this week.
Okay, perfect. So I think if that's going to be it, then I believe this is all for this week. Tacos en Europa. We talk about every single Mexican footballer in Europe here. So if you want to learn more about that, continue to listen to us every Monday and we'll keep you updated. You already know that. Okay, so thank you for listening to us. This is Tacos en Europa. I am Jorge.
My name is Edgar.
Have a great week.